everybody, it's Ann from Anneliese Creates or Anneliese Creations. I sort of messed up on my last video as far as I was meant to show you guys what I was going to do with this tag. This tag here is going to be for one of the embellishment swaps on Crazy Island Family on Facebook. And so I wanted to show you some ideas I came up with for this tag. Just this particular tag. It's just an idea. We are part of swaps on Crazy Island Family, and each month we have a different type of swap. You can participate or you don't have to, but one of them was making your own handmade stamps and sending them out. So I made my own. I cut these out of foam stickers that I had, and I connected it to vellum. Attached them to vellum or glued them on. I don't remember if I glued these. No, I think these were already had the sticky backings to them, and then I just cut them up in any old way. So I'm going to use these, and I'm going to use StazOn ink. Yeah, you guys can see. Just making sure, because 2 videos ago wasn't very good. And I think I'm going to use the green. We'll see what it looks like to start with. So I just load my stamp with ink. I try to get it as even as possible, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and it's okay, because sometimes I think it looks cool that way anyways. And it doesn't have to be all the way on the label, but I mean the tag. I don't know why I keep calling them labels. So that's the way it looks there, and then I'll add some other marks to it. We'll see how that goes in a minute. Let that dry, because I'm impatient. I'm going to use my dryer. And I'll make other marks with it. So I need to get some paint. Let's see. I'm going to use black, I think. And I have black craft paint that I'm trying to use up. So before I buy myself some decent acrylic paint, I'm using up the acrylic craft paint. It works just as good. And I use, instead of bubble wrap, this is actually a leftover piece of solar cover for our pool. My husband gets it every year, and well, every other year, because we go through the pool covers real fast. It gets hot here, and the sun that beats on the plastic, it wears it out eventually. But we use the solar cover, and he has to trim it out. And last time he was going to toss it in our recycling, and I said, oh no, I need that. And it works really well, better than bubble wrap, I think. So what I do is, like my fancy palette, it's palette paper in a box. Okay, so I like to get loaded up, and then I tap it a little bit so to get the excess off. And then I'm just going to put some marks. Give it some texture. And I'm going to dry this out. Dry it out. Okay, I'm back. So it's dried pretty much, and I'm going to take some washi tape that I have here. I'm going to add some of that to this. I think I'll add some here. And I'm going to cut the edges off, just like that. Okay. It's dry, so I'm not sure if it is or not. I don't want to. It's still a sure you've watched my other video on how to do what to do with your drop papers. So I use wax paper to cover my areas so that it doesn't stick so much when I paint, instead of paper or butcher block paper. So I punch these out with a hole punch, a fancy hole punch that's scalloped, I should say. I guess that's what you call it. So I'm going to put something bright on here to add a little color. That looks cool. I think that's going to work out really nice. So I'm going to glue this one on instead of using matte medium on it. So I make sure it stays, because sometimes I'll take leftover water paper, color paper, and I'll make backgrounds with it, and then I'll punch them out also. So this one was done on that, and it's a little heavier than the wax paper, so I'd rather use a strong glue to make sure it stays down. Okay. Now remember, this is what it looked like before. I showed it in the other video. It's a tag that we got, I think, off of one of my kids' backpacks. They bought some new backpacks for school. They're both going to community college right now, so yeah, so this is what it looks like, or kind of what it looked like. And then I painted over it, and now I've added some marks to it, and I think it looks pretty cool, except I think I want to add some more washi tape down here in a different color, but I think I might have, yes I do, the same, kind of the same color scheme, color family. I'm going to add some right here. There we go. Cut the edges off. See that? So that's what it looks like. Okay, and this needs to kind of dry flat, so I have a paperweight that I use occasionally. This one's a smaller one. I have a bigger paperweight, and I just put it like this so that it dries flatter. You see it? Yeah, there you go. Let me zoom in. So there it is. Paperweight underneath it. So that's the way it's going to dry for now. And then I decorate the back with something else usually. But there's a tip for what you might want to do for your swap, for your tag. See you later. Toodles. Bye.